r/AskReddit. What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? What's the largest mammal you think you could knock out with a single punch? I asked my wife, and without hesitation she said squirrel. Better than my ex-wife's answer. Her answer would have been you. What are some things our parents don't know about you? r/holup. Will you marry me? Edit. Classic schmosby. Yes. Whoa, that was easy. I've got to try this. On our first date my husband and I did a thing where one of us would choose a year G, then we'd both say what we were doing in that year of our lives. It was a great way to get to know each other. I literally don't remember what I was doing this morning. Yep, while this does sound like a great idea, I already forgot what I ate for dinner an hour ago. I don't think I would do so well with this one. Jesus Christ. How old are you? My story begins in 1942. We had to say bickety because the Kaiser had stolen our word 20. I chased that rascal to get it back, but gave up after bickety 6 miles. I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. Do you have any outstanding warrants? LOL, a bounty hunter that catches bail jumpers with Tinder. Well, either I get the bounty or the booty. Either way I win. You can get booty with a bounty, and sometimes booty is the bounty. And if you're lucky the booty is bountiful. Which side were you rooting for in World War II? Dating a 90-year-old? Silver chaser? Wish granted? Lots of hypothetical situation questions. I find they help you understand how they think and prioritize their lives. For example, if you could travel anywhere in the world for W month, all expenses paid, where would you go? What would you do? Stuff like this is more fun too. Even with just getting to know friends. If you could unpillage and unrape a place ravaged by Genghis Khan, which area and why? Not something Genghis Khan did, but one of his grandsons sacked and burned Baghdad in the 1200s, and the loss of that library was nearly as bad as Alexandria. OkCupid had a really cool blog about statistics from their huge user base. The 3 questions they found were best predictors for compatibility. Do you like scary movies? Have you ever traveled alone in another country? Wouldn't it be fun to chuck it all and live on a sailboat? If you agree on those 3, you're likeliest to succeed. Edit. Because a lot of people are missing this and it's bumming them out. Let me say again, agreeing on these questions correlates with success. Your answers yes or no do not matter. How well they match your partner's answers does. Also, yes, it is just a correlation, not a hard guarantee. There are millions of happy couples that disagree on all 3. Some other fun bits from that article. If you want to know if your date is religious, ask how they feel about spelling mistakes. Higher tolerance of spelling mistakes correlates strongly with being religious. If you want to know if your date is DTF, ask her if she likes beer. There is a strong correlation between the 2. This sounds interesting. Can you please share the link to the article? feblog@cupid.com link. Apparently casual Buddhists are much better at writing than the rest of us. Why don't you put away your phone? Ugh, I've been off the market for 20 years. That situation must be unbearable. Just recently back on the market after 12 years, and I'll say this, if they can't keep their phone down, they're not into you anyway. Move on. I'm quite addicted to my phone, so I don't bring it with me on dates. Same with me and heroin. What do you like doing in your free time? I never asked about people's jobs. I didn't really care how they got their money. I cared how they got their excitement and passion. What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? Hypothetically speaking, if you were on a first date with someone and it was going really well, would you want that person to bring up that they are down to eat ass, or would you rather wait till you asked them? I take it you're trying to date and are nervous? Honestly, there is no rulebook questions you should really abide to. Just get to talking. Start off with small talk openers like where did you go to school? Where do you work? Do you like this and that? Eventually you'll get around to talking about hobbies, experiences. You can tater off and then talk about your own experiences and just ping pong off of each other. Eventually you get a pretty good feel of that person as genuine or fake. That's how most conversations start sounding natural with a good flow. Of course, if you get somebody that sees you and finds you butt ugly, then you won't get any responses at all. and any questions you ask would lead to no information about them. That's great advice. Thank you. We've known each other for a little while now and I just wanted to get some ideas in case the conversation stopped. Definitely nervous though. If it stops, it stops. You can't really force it. There'll be awkward pauses and moments here and there, but you know how you read about a couple meeting and they just spend hours talking non-stop and feel like the evening has passed without noticing it? Well, that's what you want. Either that or you're both awkward and quiet. Then just go home and smash. Instructions unclear. Brought them home and we played Smash Brothers. Been together over a year now though, so that could be really good advice to the right person. The irony of all these hilarious answers is that you could probably use literally any of these questions on a first date and they'd most likely laugh, which by nature makes them good questions to ask even though they're intended to be bad ones. Joke answers are me to F. Why are you gay using Ugandan accent? Who says I'm gay? You are gay. Your parents are about to be executed. You are given a chance to save only one of them. Which one do you choose? Bonus points if you follow up with what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Considering I only have one living, this is an easy choice. E. Now one of my most liked things of all time is about my deceased dad. Nice. Not sure if you want to kill your parent or save them. Sometimes both is the only humane option. Ask them who their favorite Muppet is. If they choose anyone other than Gonzo, explain why they are wrong and then leave. I knew this would be a ship show when I didn't see the serious tag, lol. Does this look infected? Have you ever had a dream that you had, that you had too? You could, you do, you wit, you are, you could do so, you do, you could, you want, you wanted them to do you so much you could do anything? I read this ship like 4 times in a row and each time was more magical than the last. Fun. Open-ended questions that lets them talk about them a bit. Stuff like what are your political leanings? Are you religious? What is your stance on the Armenian genocide? The what? No, I don't remember anything happening in Tiananmen Square. How many walkers have you killed? How many people have you killed? Why? What was your first pet's name? What was your second grade teacher's name? What was the make and model of your first car? What is the name of the road you grew up on? What city were you born in? Then read all their emails and DMs. Good way to get to know someone. If you had to choose any 8 characters, numerical, uppercase, lowercase, and special included, what would they be? Hunter 2. Weird, you would choose 7 asterisks? What? He said. What asterisks? You got STDs? THX for silver. Would you like some? You know, some clap might make my life better. I don't know if it's good for a date, but it's fun to ask strangers. What's your favorite compliment? It gives you a lot of information and I think it starts a conversation pretty easily. As in they use to compliment others, or that they get themselves? Do you use Reddit? If they say no, you can safely say something like oh, okay, and change the subject. But if they say yes, then you need to get up and walk away. Edit. My new top Reddit comment is basically a repost of my own comment on essentially the same question. Why do you need to ask? Can't you just see they're a fat greasy social outcast without any social skills or redeeming qualities? What a bunch of losers. Those Redditors. They'll never have a social life. A what life now? Can anyone give an answer on how to get a first date? Let's not put the cart before the horse. Be attractive. Ask out a single someone who finds you attractive. Be attractive. Got it. Quick follow up. Can anyone give some advice on how to be attractive? Don't be unattractive. I'm trying to figure out how someone named IFAP to turkeys can be a good judge of what is and is not attractive. Heard you were talking ship. Oh ship. Run. And not in that stupid wheel. What am I witnessing? An abomination. What unresolved childhood trauma will emerge through maladaptive behaviors as we spend more time together? Girls love when I ask this. Then again, I'm a therapist. No, you don't ask that on the first date, you let that shine through naturally during the relationship and get to enjoy the surprise like the rest of us. It's like a glittery bath bomb with the prizes inside, but instead of lavender scents, moisturizing oils and some cheap crystals, you get to watch someone slowly fall apart from the crippling dread and surreal imminence of reliving a toxic codependent relationship with their mother. But only it's with you, you beautiful idiot. I see you have dated my exes. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich? Is he rich, like me? In an emergency, how many third graders could you fight off? Beyond maybe a dozen. Numbers don't really matter because they just get in each other's way. The critical factor is keeping your legs free. If they clump up holding onto your legs, they restrict your movement enough that others can knock you over. After that, you are done for. Also be aware that the longer the fight goes on, the more inevitable it becomes that one kid will get the idea to give you a wedgie, which will immediately be seized as a primary battle tactic by all the other kids from that point on. It won't allow them to win, but it is really distracting and painful. Coke or Pepsi, especially if you're serving them. What's your favorite random fact? What's the most spontaneous thing you've done? What's your worst cooking disaster? What would be the hardest thing for you to live without? Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? This isn't so much questions, but a little game you can play that can help break the ice and let you know how well you mesh together. If you're at a place like a bar or restaurant, look around the room and try to come up with backstories for other people there. It can be a lot of fun and take some of the pressure off, while getting you two talking to each other and getting a feel for each other's sense of humor/personality. I tried this game once with a girl. We were guessing how many dates this other couple had been on. It was our third. I was guessing low, 2 or 3 dates tops. She then just walked up and asked them. They had been together 2 years. I nearly died from embarrassment. Nah, she's the girl you want. She'll support you through and through. If you lost her, go find her. Well, she did this while we were on a weekend-long drugs and alcohol bender, and I had only been separated from my wife for a couple of months. Her last text to me was that she's dropping acid with one of her other Tinder friends. I heard from her favorite bartender that she went back to the Czech Republic. That took a wild turn, especially at the end. Yeah, who has a fav bartender? That guy is my favorite bartender now too. Solid dude. As you sit over coffee, get beyond the usual nice to meet you. How was traffic? Having a good day to get the conversation flowing. The next question should always be, so are you aware that you need to put a serious tag on a post if you want to get good answers? Learned a valuable lesson about tagging posts on Reddit today. LOL, I don't post often and learned this the hard way. At least you get lots of karma. Thanks for watching, mate. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more high quality content.